Good morning, students. How are you? Fine. Okay. Let us proceed today. In previous session, we had discussed about the value of output, and in that discussion, we came to know that the value of output is nothing but aggregate of money value of all final goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country. Okay, how is this value of output estimated? We have seen it is estimated as sales plus change in stock. Okay, you know children, what happens when production takes place? Then there is value addition. In fact, production is a process of value addition. What happens children when production of goods and services takes place? Then there is a process in which a commodity has to pass. Okay, and the commodity has to pass through different stages of production, and in each stage of production there is value addition by the concerned producing unit. In what way? Let us see. Suppose a sugar mill purchases the sugar cane of rupees 500 and produces the sugar for rupees 1000. Okay, now the value of sugar cane was already existing as 500 and the sugar mill has added additional value of 500 to it, and that's why the cost of sugar is 1000 now. Okay, if I ask you what is the value addition by the sugar mill, then your answer will be rupees 500. How? 1000 minus 500 is equal to 500. Okay. Now suppose the same sugar is purchased by a sweet maker for rupees 1000, and suppose the sweet maker makes the sweets of rupees 1500. Here also the value addition by sweet maker is net rupees 500. How? 1500 minus 1000 is equal to 500. Okay. So what is the value addition by sugar mill? It is equal to 500. And what is the value addition of sweet maker? It is equal to 500. Okay. So gross value added will be 500 plus 500 is equal to 1000. This is called value addition. You know children, in production process there is value addition. Okay. So when we estimate national income, we consider only value additions by different producing units in the economy. Okay. Yesterday we had a discussion about value of output, and in that discussion we came to learn that value of output is estimated as sales plus change in stock. Okay. Now already you have understood the concept of intermediate consumption. Okay. Then if you subtract the value of intermediate consumption from the value of output, then you will get gross value added at market price, and that is called GDP at market price. Okay, this is the first aggregate of national income. How it has been obtained? It has been obtained by deducting the value of intermediate consumption from the value of output. Okay. Now one more question, why it is called market price? GDP at market price. Why it is so? Why we say market price? Children, you know, when we estimate the value of output, we consider market prices of each good and services, which include different taxes also imposed by the government. Thus, when we say market price of a commodity, then it means it is including the tax imposed by the government. Okay? So when we say GDP at market price, then it means it is including the tax imposed by the government. Okay? Now it is GDP at market price, and if you subtract the value of depreciation from GDP at market price, then you will get NDP at market price. Okay? Here it is important to know that the difference between gross and net is equal to depreciation. Okay? The term in which G has been used, it implies gross item such as GDP, GNP, and the term which includes N implies net item such as NDP and NNP. Okay? So must remember that the difference between gross and net is equal to depreciation. That means what? That means if you subtract depreciation from any gross item, you will get net item. And if you add depreciation to any net item, you will get gross item. Okay? Such as here, we have subtracted the value of depreciation from GDP at market price, and we have obtained NDP at market price. Okay? Now, already I told you that in market price, government's taxes are included. So when we estimate national income, we need to exclude the value of net indirect tax from overall value of output to find the final figure of national income. Already you know what is called net indirect tax and how is it measured. Okay? If you subtract the value of net indirect tax from NDP at market price, then you will get NDP at factor cost.